Have you heard anything relative to Quinshon Judkins? You would think something would be coming from the league, just giving the Browns at least an idea. Have you heard anything?
What we're hearing is a little bit mixed, but the thing, what I think though is here's the difference. Everybody wants to think he's going to, fall under what Mike Hall did last year. Mike Hall ended up pleading guilty to a charge. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's no way, Quinshon Judkins right now, there's going to be no charge. He's not pleading anything. They, literally stopped prosecuting the case. They found evidence that essentially proved what her story was untrue. So yeah, I mean, there could legitimately be a suspension and understood, but my guess would be 2 games max. I mean, because Mike Hall pleaded down. I mean, he literally, so there were charges that, ended up getting finalized against Mike Hall. It's a big, big difference legally compared to what Quinshon Judkins is. Judkins is going to be more of, the slap on the wrist for getting yourself into a situation you probably shouldn't have gotten yourself into. Whether or not it's imminent, I don't know, yes or no. Do I think it's coming, quickish? Probably. Also, there are a couple attractive running backs, that have gotten released, that were part of the 2024 draft class. There was a couple of backs. You got to remember, this draft class this year in 2025 was loaded. So there's some guys who just got cut from rosters from what was a loaded draft class. You have to think the Browns are definitely have their eyes on that. And it's not just necessarily the Quinshon Judkins thing. Look, I'm a Jerome Ford guy. I think people do not give Jerome Ford the amount of credit he deserves over the last couple of years. But when the Cleveland Browns told Jerome Ford, yeah, congratulations on this money the league felt you earned, but we're basically going to tell you we're not going to pay you that money, and basically cut his money back down to basically 50%. It kind of tells you that maybe the Browns, like Jerome Ford, don't necessarily love Jerome Ford. So if you can get a fourth back in here now, and that basically gives you 3 running backs for 2026 going further, certainly something to keep an eye on.